A boy named Noia confesses his love to his longtime crush, Saki, who accepts his feelings and becomes his girlfriend. They are in school, and after class, as Saki goes to do club activities, Noia tells her that he will wait for her to be free. She says he should go home ahead of her, but jokes about how he shouldn't cheat on her. He takes her jokes seriously and hugs her tightly, saying that he will love her even more so she doesn't fear him cheating on her. She calls him weird for not getting a joke. Noia says that he has been proposing to her every month since they were little but always got rejected. So now that she has accepted his feelings and become his girlfriend, he is not going to take her for granted. Noia now sits on the school's roof thinking about how lucky he is to have Saki in his life, when another girl named Nagisa comes on the roof and tells Noia that she has feelings for him, leaving Noia speechless. She asks him how she looks to him, and when he says that she looks cute, she gets very happy and reveals that she has been working for the past few months to get her body into this shape so she can have more confidence when confessing her feelings. She also gives him food that she made, as she has also been taking food classes because she believes that the road to get to a man's heart is through his stomach. Noia takes a bite of the food and starts crying as it's very delicious and tells her that she shouldn't have worked so hard for him, but she says that she had fun doing this for him. Noia now breaks her heart, revealing that he has a girlfriend who he loves so he can't go out with her. She expected him to say no, but tells him that she isn't going to give up this easily and will keep on trying. As she is about to leave, Noia stops her and says that he loves Saki very much, but he also can't break Nagisa's heart and proposes that he should date both of them. Nagisa agrees with his proposal, but they have to get Saki's permission first. After Saki's club activities end, they both approach her, and Noia says that he has to talk with her regarding Nagisa, but Saki is blown away by how cute Nagisa is and says that they should hang out as they can't talk before getting to know each other. After spending the day together, Noia tells Saki he wants to date both her and Nagisa. He says that he didn't want to date both of them secretly, as it wouldn't be fair to either of them, but Saki isn't on board as she starts hitting Noia. She asks Nagisa why she is okay with him dating two girls, and she says that she knew Noia will never break up with Saki, so if this is what she has to do to be in Noia's life, she's okay with it. Saki is still not on board with this plan, but Noia manages to convince her. Noia now proposes that the three of them should live together so that they can form a good relationship. Before Saki can tell him no, Nagisa says she's on board with this plan. The three of them go to Noia's home as he lives alone, where Saki realizes that she wouldn't mind living like this as she doesn't have to do any work. She was enjoying a bath when Nagisa also joins her as she wants to talk to her. She tells Saki that she should sleep with Noia as she doesn't want to come between them, but Saki tells her that they haven't slept together yet. Nagisa says they should kiss freely then and not feel weird because she is around, but Saki says they haven't even kissed yet. After they get out of the bath, Saki asks Noia about how far he wants to go with Nagisa, and Noia says that he wants them to have a threesome, which makes everyone blush, but Saki tells him that even though Nagisa is very beautiful, this is still unacceptable. Noia says that she is right and that he won't force Saki to do more things, as this living together thing was already his idea. Saki asks him if that means he also won't sleep with her, and he says that he won't because it will be like cheating on Nagisa. He apologizes to Saki, seeing her disappointed face, and says that she must be interested in sex, which makes Saki scream in embarrassment. Saki thinks about how it is very difficult to live in this arrangement because her rival Nagisa is very beautiful and has a great body. She fears that she might lose Noia if he gets seduced by Nagisa. She hopes that Nagisa will have been creeped out by Noia after he proposed a threesome, but Nagisa says that she is willing to do so if that makes Noia happy. They go into the bedroom and are surprised to see that Noia has placed 3 futons in line for them to sleep. He says that he thought they would be able to talk in bed and improve their relationship, but Saki says that he will try something on Nagisa when they fall asleep. He assures them that he won't do anything, but Saki says that she can't believe him because if she were in his position, she would surely try something. They all lie down and try to sleep, but Saki tries to stay awake to prevent Noia from doing anything. Noia thanks Saki for putting up with his selfishness, but she doesn't reply, making Nagisa and Noia think that she is asleep. Nagisa asks Noia if she can come closer to him, and he lets her do so as he thinks she's uncomfortable in this new environment. He holds her hands and says he wants to know more about her. Hearing them talk, Saki thinks they are having sex and interrupts them, but is embarrassed, seeing that they are only holding hands. Saki also says that she wants to sleep in the same futon as Noia, which makes Noia think that Saki is feeling very lonely. As they sleep, Nagisa wakes up early to make breakfast for all of them. She thinks about how some things are very weird in this relationship, but she is happy that she gets to live with Noia. She knows that this arrangement isn't going to last forever, and when that happens, she will be the one to go as she can't see Noia breaking up with Saki. She wants to make full use of the time she has with them so that she becomes indispensable. She sees Noia and Saki's mobile and decides to go through them, hoping to find some information that she can use to make them like her. She opens Saki's phone and goes through her search history, but all she can find are searches related to having sex for the first time. Noia wakes up and catches her going through the phone, but understands that she wanted to know more about them. Now Saki wakes up, but Noia takes the bullet for Nagisa and says that he was going through her phone, which makes Saki embarrassed as she knows she was searching about sex. Nagisa apologizes to Noia, but he says that she has sacrificed so much for him, so this is the least he can do for her. The three of them now have breakfast when Nagisa reveals that she is in their class but hasn't been coming to school because she was taking cooking classes to impress Naoya. Saki and Naoya are shocked hearing this, and Naoya starts to teach her the school syllabus as she is way behind. He starts with factoring questions, but she has no idea how to solve them and suddenly rushes to the bathroom. She uses her mobile to find the solution to the questions as she doesn't want Naoya to think she is stupid. She returns after a while but still can't solve the question correctly, which makes her embarrassed as she rushes back to the bathroom. As they go to school, Saki says that they shouldn't tell anyone about their situation as it will affect their reputation. In class, Nagisa sits alone with everyone gossiping about who she is. Naoya feels bad for her and introduces him to her as if they are meeting for the first time, but seeing the lonely look on her face, he feels very bad. He's about to tell everyone their secret, but Saki stops him and takes him up to the roof. As they are arguing, Nagisa stops them and says that she expected this to happen, so she isn't bothered by it and is just happy that she gets to live with Naoya. She also made lunch for them as she can't be seen with them. She says that they should eat it together while she will eat it in the restroom so nobody can see that they have the same lunch. Seeing how selfless Nagisa is, Saki and Naoya start crying and Saki says they should hang out secretly while in school. They try to find a place where no one can see them, so Nagisa tells them that she knows a secret place as she was mostly alone in middle school. She takes them to a restroom no one uses, but Seki can't bring herself to eat there as it stinks. Nagisa takes them to the back of the restroom as she thought it would be better, but the smell is the same, so they tell her to take them somewhere where there is no smell. Nagisa brings them to a restroom in the club building as they are very clean, but Saki still can't eat there as it is still a restroom. Naoya suggests they should go to the gym storage, but Nagisa says people might come there, so the restroom's better. They tell her to stop comparing places they are suggesting to restrooms, but she says that no one will come in a restroom. That's why she is suggesting it, as she doesn't want them to get caught because of her selfishness. Naoya tells her that she is not selfish, and that even if she were, it would be alright. They go to the gym storage, but seeing it locked, Naoya punches it, only to hurt his hand. Seki finds an open window, and they manage to get inside, where they peacefully enjoy their lunches. Nagisa asks Naoya if he wants her to do anything else and even offers to do any kind of job if he needs money, making Saki think of dirty stuff. Seki says that Nagisa must really love Naoya if she is willing to do so much for him, but Nagisa says that Saki also does all kinds of things for Naoya. Saki tries to think of anything she has done for him, but realizes that all she is doing is making the two of them do all her work while she enjoys her life. She fears that she might lose Naoya to Nagisa if she keeps acting this way and decides to do whatever she can for him. Later at home, she asks Naoya what he wants her to do, but instead he asks her if she needs anything and offers to buy a cake for her, which she accepts. As she is eating the cake, she realizes that she is again making them do the work, so she goes to the store to buy ingredients as she wants to cook for Naoya, but she ends up just buying gummies. She now decides to cook curry, but forgets after putting it on the heat and ends up burning it. At night, as she sits in her room, she decides that the only thing she can do for Naoya is have sex with him. She goes to his room half naked and puts his hand on her breast, but Naoya declines her proposal as they had agreed not to do anything like this. Saki thinks that Naoya refused because her melons are small and that he prefers Nagisa's big melons. She runs out of the house, leaving a note saying she is going to her home, which is right next door as they are neighbors. Nagisa wakes up, and Naoya tells her that Saki has gone back to her home, which makes Nagisa blush as she thinks about how she is alone with Naoya right now, but she controls her emotions. She offers to help him, but he says that he has to make up with her on his own and won't sleep until he does so. The next morning, he calls Saki from his balcony, and as she appears, he gives her a large love letter he wrote for her, but she isn't interested in it, so he starts reading it out loud. The next few days, he tries to make her forgive him by doing all kinds of things, but she doesn't do so. Nagisa tells Naoya to take a break as he hasn't slept for 3 days and says that she will make him happy even if Saki isn't in his life, but he says that he can't give up on either of them. Nagisa decides to help him and makes Naoya touch her melons, seeing which Saki jumps over from her balcony, which was Nagisa's plan as she tells them they can now talk with each other. Naoya asks Saki why she left the house, and she tells him that she felt like Nagisa was better than her. Nagisa does so much for Naoya. On the other hand, Saki doesn't even know what she can do for him. She says she wants Naoya to tell her what he wants her to do because he does everything himself. Nagisa understands what Seki is saying because she also wants to do more for Naoya, but he always stops her and does most things himself. Naoya apologizes for his behavior and says he thought he wasn't allowed to be happy before he could make the two of them happy. He is the one that proposed this relationship, so he thought it was his responsibility to do everything. But now he realizes that he can depend on Saki and Nagisa. He tells Saki that he needs her to smile more, but the thing he wants the most is for the three of them to stay together. Nagisa makes dinner to celebrate Saki's return, and the two of them eat while Naoya is sleeping, as he had not slept for 3 days. As they are enjoying the food, Saki tells Nagisa that she is her rival, but Nagisa says that she likes Saki and would want them to be friends. Saki also wants her friendship, so she proposes that they should start by playing games together. They start playing a game, but Nagisa is very bad at it even though she has played it for 1,000 hours. She keeps dying again and again, due to which she thinks that Saki must not be having fun playing with her, but Saki says that carrying her to victory in the game is very fun as she gets to show her skills. She is also very happy as she has finally found a thing in which she is better than Nagisa. Noe wakes up and is happy to see Nagisa and Saki playing together. Nagisa says that she will look at videos on Matube to get better at the game, so she opens the gameplay of a Matuber named Mirika. Seki hates Mirika because she only gets views due to her big melons, even though she is very bad at the game. Noe sees their school uniform in one of her video thumbnails, making them think she must be from their school. In school, as they are enjoying lunch together in the gym storage, a girl comes through the window and sees them together. Noe accidentally reveals that they all are in a relationship and they beg her not to tell anyone about them, but the girl starts teasing them. Noe even gives her 200,000 yen to keep her mouth shut, but she says that she makes more than that in a month, so she does not need money. Nagisa realizes that she is Matuber Mirika as she has the same eyes and big melons. The girl tries to deny it but accidentally ends up telling them her real identity. Seiki now decides to tease her back, and they agree that they all will keep their mouths shut if the girl doesn't tell anyone about their relationship. Noe says that even if she tells everyone about them, he will not reveal her secret, which makes Mirika realize that they all are good people. She suddenly stands up and says she will become Noe's girlfriend, leaving everyone in shock. Nagisa says that Mirika must want a boyfriend to protect her from stalkers now that her identity has been revealed. Mirika's face turns red as she tries to deny what Nagisa is saying, but they realize she is lying. She says she thought it was time to get a boyfriend and Noe believes her. She says she is very cute and makes a good amount of money, so Noe will be lucky to have her. Noe says everything she is saying is true, but he can't date her as he is already dating Saki and Nagisa. Mirika can't believe that Noe has rejected her and tries to win him over by telling him that her melons are bigger than Saki and Nagisa, but Noe still rejects her as he wants to devote himself to making Saki and Nagisa happy. Mirika calls Noe stupid for rejecting her and says that she is cuter than Nagisa and Saki, but Noe says that being cute is not all that matters, and that if he started dating everyone who is cute, the line would never end. She falls to her knees as she can't believe that Noe rejected her, who now starts ignoring her as he talks with Saki and Nagisa about what they will eat for dinner. Hearing them, Mirika realizes that they all live together, so she decides that she will also live with them and make Noe fall for her. But Noe rejects her idea as he doesn't believe that two people should live under the same roof if they aren't in a relationship. The next day, as they go to their home after school, they see that Mirika has made a tent in their yard and has decided to live in it. Mirika says she isn't living under the same roof as him, so this shouldn't be a problem, and she vows to make Noe fall for him. Noe tells her to go home as it will get very cold at night, but Mirika doesn't seem to be bothered with it. At night, Mirika lies in her tent as she feels extremely cold, and her suffering increases when a bug enters her tent. Noe again asks her to go home, but her resolve is strong as she starts ordering things to help her survive in the tent. Her orders will be delivered in the morning, so she must survive until then. She spent a lot of money ordering these things, so to make sure she doesn't run out of money, she starts streaming on Matude. She takes off her jacket, which confuses Noe, and he asks her why she is dressed so lightly, and she tells him that she has to show her cleavage as all the views she gets are because of it. She starts to exercise to keep her body warm and manages to survive till the morning. In the morning, her orders arrive, but now she smells very bad because of all the exercise. To take a shower, she searches for some hacks from the internet and is successful in doing so, which makes Noe and the others think that she really isn't going to leave. At night, Saki and Nagisa talk about how they need to do something to take care of Mirika. Seki comes up with a plan as they put on their swimsuits and go to Noe, who is bathing. They tell them that all they need to do is get closer to Noe and make him happy so that he isn't bothered by Mirika. Nagisa goes toward him but slips and falls boob first into Noe's face. She apologizes but also says she will be happy if he is grateful for this accident. Seiki now tries to hit Noe with her melons, but her melons are too small and can't reach Noe's face. Seiki's bra gets undone and Noe gets a peek at her melons, but Saki says it's alright because now Noe will get obsessed with her. Nagisa says they should try to get closer to each other, and for that purpose, she puts on her swimsuit even though she was embarrassed. She has finally managed to go out with Noe, so she will try whatever she can to extend this time, so she asks Noe to look at them too. Noe realizes that she is right and starts staring at her body, which embarrasses Nagisa, and she calls him a pervert. Mirika now starts cooking in the yard, so Noe decides to have a talk with her and tells her that he cannot date her, so she should just go home. He is already dating 2 girls, so there is no way he will be able to date 3 girls, but Mirika doesn't seem to care as she can't accept being rejected by someone like Noe. Nagisa tells Noe that they shouldn't try to force her out as there is no knowing what a stubborn girl like Mirika can do, so they should just try to convince her over time to leave. Mirika needs to use the restroom, so she goes to the nearest one, which is in a convenience store. Noe realizes this opportunity and calls for some men to take away all of Mirika's stuff. He is about to tell them his address, but is stopped by Saki and Nagiza. Naoya asks why they are stopping him because if he was in their position, he would be worried that he might fall in love with Mirika. Saki and Nagisa say they have full trust in Naoya that he won't fall for her, so they shouldn't throw Mirika's stuff away behind her back. Naoya is thankful for their trust, but says that he is very weak-willed, so if he stays around Mirika for more time, he might fall in love with her as she is very cute. He says that he doesn't want to do so as he wants to make Saki and Nagisa happy. That's why he has to throw her stuff away before she comes back. Nagisa and Saki agree to help him, and as they take care of Mirika's stuff, Naoya goes to distract her to buy some time. He intercepts Mirika and tries to waste time, but she catches up to his scheme and reaches the house as Nagisa and Saki are loading her stuff into a truck. She tries to stop them, but Naoya holds on to her as Nagisa and Saki keep giving her stuff away. Mirika now starts yelling that Naoya is groping her with the hopes that he will let go of her, but Naoya says that he doesn't care what she does and keeps holding on to her. She says her stuff costs a lot, but Naoya promises to pay her. She lies and tells Naoya that he will have to pay her 1 million yen with the hopes that he will get scared and let her go, but he promises to pay her back even if he has to work part-time. The truck takes Mirika's stuff away and Naoya gives her a note saying she will have to keep away from him as long as he pays her the money. He tells her that he can't date her as it will not be fair to Nagisa and Saki, which makes Mirika fall for Naoya. She tears the note and says she isn't returning home when her dad arrives. He tries to take her back, but she refuses and says she is staying at Naoya's house. While talking with Naoya and Mirika, her dad finds out that she has a Metu channel and seeing her videos in which she is revealing her cleavage, he is very embarrassed. He's about to delete her channel when Naoya stops him and defends Mirika, saying that she isn't just showing her melons but also puts hard work into her videos and is an entertainer. He tells her dad that from now on, he will be the one who protects her, which makes her blush. Mirika says that she will go to her home as she has to think about something. Meanwhile, seeing the look on Mirika's face, Nagisa and Saki realize that she has fallen for Naoya. Nagisa and Saki sit together, talking about how they have to do something to deal with Mirika, but can't think of anything. Saki goes to her home to bring some clothes, where her mother asks her if she has slept with Naoya. Saki's face turns red as she tells her that she hasn't done so, which makes Saki's mother think that Naoya has no sex drive. She says that even though he lives with such a cute girl like Saki, he still hasn't made any moves on her, which makes Saki think that he is never going to sleep with her because he is too rational. Saki goes back to Naoya wearing a bunny girl costume in an attempt to seduce him, but Naoya still rejects her as they had promised not to do anything. Saki says that if she was in his position, she would jump at the chance to sleep with a cute girl in a bunny costume. She pushes down Naoya, which causes her costume to slip, so Naoya prevents it from falling off and grabs Saki's chest, which makes her think that he is making a move on her. She starts blushing as she runs to her room, calling Naoya a pervert, but he knows that, in reality, Saki was very happy. The next day, Nagisa sees that Saki is in a very good mood and asks her why she is so happy, but she says that nothing special happened and goes outside to take a stroll. Nagisa finds Saki's bunny costume in the laundry and asks Naoya if something happened to Saki. He says that they did nothing, but Saki was looking very cute in the costume. Nagisa decides to also cosplay for Naoya and puts on a maid costume. Naoya asks her to refer to him as master, and when she does so, he is blown away by her cuteness. He requests her to be a maid for him once a while, which makes her happy, and she asks him to pet her head. At night, as they are having dinner, Nagisa accidentally refers to Naoya as master in front of Saki, which leaves her shocked. The next day at school, Mirika sits outside Naoya's class, thinking about how he protected her from her dad. She has fallen for him, but tries to convince herself that she hasn't when Saki sees her sitting outside the class. Naoya also comes outside, and Mirika tries to take him somewhere alone as she needs to talk with him. Saki tries to stop her, but Naoya agrees to go with her. On the school roof, Naoya apologizes for rejecting her, and to make up for it, he strips down to his underwear and asks Mirika to take photos of him and spread them on the internet, which makes Mirika think how cool and thoughtful Naoya is. She says that her father always told her to get good grades. Otherwise, she won't have a future, but she wanted to do something for herself, and that's why she created a Metu channel. So when Naoya protected her from her dad, even though he had nothing to gain, she really appreciated his help. Naoya says that if it meant that much to her, he is happy that he helped her. Mirika gets flustered and runs away from him, after which she says to herself how much she loves Naoya, which is heard by Saki as well. Mirika visits Naoya in his classroom, which Saki doesn't like, and she tells her to stay away from Naoya, but she pays no attention to her words. The rest of the classroom, seeing Mirika talking with Naoya, are curious as to what their relationship is. Mirika grabs Naoya's arm, tells everyone they are in a serious relationship, and then says she is just joking. Saki, seeing Mirika grabbing Naoya and touching his arms with her melons, gets angry and grabs her breasts, telling her to leave them alone. Saki asks Naoya to be with her all the time he is at school, so Mirika can't make any moves on him. Naoya thinks that Saki is feeling lonely, that's why she has told him to stay with her, so he hugs her tightly to comfort her. Seeing them hug, Mirika gets angry and storms off from the classroom, saying that she will be back. Naoya keeps holding on to Saki, and even when the class starts, she makes Saki sit in his lap and tells the teacher to ignore them as he is trying to treat Saki's loneliness. At home, Nagisa tells Saki that she also wants to be embraced by someone she loves. Naoya offers to hug her too, but she says that she doesn't want to hurt Saki, who will hate her if she hugs Naoya, but Saki says she isn't that petty. Saki is about to leave the room so they can hug, but Naoya stops her and says he wants her to see them because he knows she will feel anxious if they hug behind her back. Saki watches from the other room as Naoya hugs Nagisa, which excites Saki. She feels ashamed for having such a kink but can't stop watching them. Nagisa now falls to the ground and Naoya goes to pick her up, which makes Saki think that they are going to do more than just hug, so she steps in to stop them. The next day, Mirika follows Naoya and Saki back to their home and tries to get in, but is stopped by Saki. After they enter the house, Naoya says he thinks Mirika is attracted to him. Hearing this, Saki takes Nagisa to a corner and tells her that if Naoya finds out about Mirika's feelings, there is a great chance he will start dating her too, so they should try to fool Naoya as much as they can. Saki tells Naoya that Mirika doesn't like him because Naoya is just an average person and just got lucky that Nagisa and she liked him. Naoya asks Saki why Mirika keeps blushing wherever she is near him, so Saki tells him more lies and says that Mirika is in heat and just wants to have sex with someone, whether that someone is Naoya or not. Naoya says he never knew that women could be in heat and asks Saki and Nagisa if they are ever in heat. Saki says that the larger the size of a girl's melons, the more she's in heat, so she isn't concerned with it because she has small melons. As Nagisa has big melons, Naoya says that she should tell Naoya whenever she is in heat, and he will try to help her however he can. Nagisa goes with Saki's lie and thanks Naoya for his concern. The next day, Mirika approaches Naoya in class, where he apologizes to her and says that he thought she had a crush on him. This makes her feel embarrassed, so she grabs Naoya's hand and rushes out of the class. Mirika takes Naoya to the school roof and is followed by Saki and Nagisa. Mirika thinks about how Naoya found that she likes him when Naoya apologizes to her, saying that he mistakenly thought she liked him and Saki told him the truth. Mirika doesn't seem to understand what's going on and asks Saki what she told Naoya, but she doesn't answer. Naoya says that he now realizes she is just horny and looking for anyone to have sex with. Mirika calls Naoya stupid for believing such things, but Naoya says that if that's not the truth, then why does her face get red every time she is near him? She says she has a cold, but Naoya has a hard time believing her. Saki whispers into his ear that it's embarrassing for Mirika to admit that she is in heat, so Naoya pretends to believe that she has a cold. Naoya offers to find a boyfriend for her so that she can relieve herself, which makes Mirika hit Naoya as he still believes that she is just looking for sex. Mirika asks Naoya that if she really liked him, what would he do? And he says that he would reject her. Mirika now makes them go back to their class while she thinks that she has no way of making Naoya fall in love with her, but instead of giving up, she decides to do whatever she can to complete her goal. Naoya, Saki, and Nagisa are now in class, and Saki says that finally they have dealt with Mirika, but she again comes into their classroom and tells Naoya that she likes him. Naoya can't believe his ears and asks her to say it one more time, which she reluctantly does so. She again grabs his hand and runs out of the classroom, and Nagisa and Saki follow them. They go to the gym storage where Mirika says that ever since he saved her from her dad, she has found him attractive, but Naoya says that anyone would have done the same thing as him. Naoya tells her to give up because he has his hands full trying to make Nagisa and Saki happy. He again offers to find her a boyfriend, but she only wants him as all the time she spends apart from him. She keeps thinking about him and gets pissed when she thinks about how he is enjoying his time with Saki and Nagisa. Mirika now kisses Naoya and says that now he will also have a hard time not thinking about her. Before leaving, she tells him that if he wants to have her as his girlfriend, he must dump Nagisa and Saki. Later, Nagisa, Saki, and Naoya sit together as Nagisa and Saki are depressed thinking about Naoya's kiss. Saki says that she was his first girlfriend and wanted to be his first kiss, but it was stolen from her by another girl. Nagisa also feels sad as she was restraining herself from kissing Naoya because Saki had told her that she hadn't kissed Naoya yet, but she fantasized about being his first kiss. Naoya asks them if they want to kiss right now, but both of them reject him as they don't want to kiss him, just because he wants to make up for his kiss with Mirika. Saki says that a person's first kiss comes only once, so for it to be memorable, it must be in a romantic setting, unlike his kiss with Mirika, which was very sudden. Naoya says that they should now try to get even closer to each other and proposes they should go on a date as they hadn't done so until now. They agree with his idea and Saki says they should go to hot springs for their date. As soon as their class ends, Saki tells Naoya to get ready to go shopping for their hot spring trip. Saki's friend Shino is suspicious that Naoya is dating two girls at the same time and to try and find the truth tells Naoya that she needs to talk with him, but Saki says that they can talk after they return from shopping. Nagisa, Saki, and Naoya go to a mall where Saki tells Nagisa that they are just going on a fun trip and nothing will happen, but her real intention is to kiss Naoya. Mirika also follows them to find out what's going on between the three of them. While shopping, Nagisa thinks about how this trip is an opportunity for her to get closer to Naoya, so she might even end up kissing him. She goes to buy fresh breath mints as it will help her if the time to kiss Naoya comes, but Seki is also buying the same thing. They both realize each other's true intentions, and Saki says that Nagisa doesn't have to feel any shame in this as she is also Naoya's girlfriend. Seki now confesses that she was trying to get the upper hand on her when she told her that nothing would happen on this trip. Nagisa says that Saki was Naoya's first girlfriend, so she should be the one to kiss him first, because if Nagisa kissed Naoya before Saki, she wouldn't be able to face her. Nagisa decides to support Saki on this trip so she can fulfill her goal of kissing Naoya. They both go to try on clothes, where Nagisa tries on lame clothes to make Saki look good. She makes Saki try on a sexy outfit, but Saki says Nagisa has no fashion sense. As they leave after completing their shopping, Mirika keeps watching them and finds out they are going on a hot spring trip. The three of them now go to Hakone for their trip, where Naoya starts holding their hands as they don't have to hide their relationship from anyone while they are here. They go to their inn, where Mirika is already waiting for them. Saki's friend Shino is also at the inn and seeing Nagisa with Naoya and Saki. She asks them if Naoya is in a relationship with both of them, but Nagisa says that she came here with Mirika and accidentally ran into them. Mirika isn't going with her lie, but when Nagisa threatens to expose her Metu channel, she agrees. In their room, Naoya and Saki try to find Nagisa when Naoya gets a message from her saying that they can't afford to be seen together while Shino is here, so the two of them should just enjoy their trip without her, but Naoya refuses to accept this situation. As Mirika and Nagisa are taking a bath, Naoya approaches Nagisa and says that he came here to be together with the both of them so he can't leave her alone, but Nagisa is only wearing a towel, so she runs into her room. Now Mirika is alone with Naoya, so she grabs this opportunity and decides to seduce Naoya. Mirika asks Naoya how he felt after their kiss, but is sad to hear that he didn't feel anything except for being surprised. She asks him to stay and talk with her because she wants him to get to know her better. He tells her no and is about to leave when she stops and begs him to stay, saying that she will do anything he says. Naoya grants her 5 minutes with him, and as they talk about each other's life, Mirika falls even more for Naoya. After 5 minutes, Naoya leaves, but as he runs on the rooftop of the inn, he slips and falls into a bath where Shino is present with only her towel. She thinks that he is a pervert, but he says that this is an accident. Shino asks Naoya if he is in relation with both Nagisa and Saki, but Naoya refuses to answer her and says that it is their personal matter. Shino says that this is not the case for Saki as she is stupid and is the kind of person that will agree to a three-way relationship if someone begged her. Shino explains all the flaws in a three-way relationship and asks Naoya once again if he is dating someone other than Saki. He doesn't answer her and tries to leave, but Shino grabs him, which causes his pants to go down as he falls to the ground. Nagisa and Saki arrive, and seeing Shino on top of Naoya, Saki thinks that Naoya is having sex with her. They explain that this is all an accident. Meanwhile, Nagisa takes pictures of Naoya and Shino and threatens Shino not to ask any more questions about their relationship. Shino now runs away as she is completely naked, and Nagisa also tries to go to her room, but Saki and Naoya ask her why she isn't coming to their room. Nagisa says that she doesn't want anyone to suspect their relationship and also does not want to get in Saki's way. Naoya holds her, trying to convince her to come with them when other girls arrive at the bath. Naoya still does not want to leave, but he is kicked out by Saki, who now asks Nagisa why she is going to such great lengths just to support her. Nagisa reveals how she is bad at everything she does and tries to work hard to be average, but when she doesn't get results, it becomes very difficult for her to keep working hard. She tried to find something she would be good at but couldn't do so, which made her feel bad for herself, but her life changed when she met Naoya. In a flashback, we see that the first time Nagisa saw Naoya, he was getting rejected by Saki. She heard that he has been proposing to Saki every month since elementary school, which made Nagisa think that Naoya is a crazy person, but seeing how resilient he is, she fell in love with him. When they got into the same school, she initially thought of giving up on him as he loved Saki, but decided to keep pursuing him just like he kept pursuing Saki. She started working out and learning to cook, but she kept working hard even though she struggled initially. Nagisa tells Saki that Naoya saved him, so to be in a relationship with him is her dream, and she will do anything for it, even if it means taking the back step and being his second option in this relationship. She asks Saki not to tell anything about this to Naoya, but he has already heard everything. He approaches her after she gets out of the bath and says that even though she was bad at everything, she still shouldn't hold herself back. Nagisa realizes that he heard her when she was talking with Saki and runs away from him as she is embarrassed. Saki and Naoya start chasing her, and they run past Mirika and Shino, who also start running behind them. Naoya keeps telling her not to back down, and she keeps telling him that if that's what it takes to be in a relationship with him, she will do so happily. She is afraid that if she doesn't do so, Saki might get fed up with this arrangement, but Naoya assures her that he will never leave her alone. He says that if she is happy with being the second option, then he has no issue. Nagisa says that she wants to be number one with Naoya, but she isn't going to do so if it means putting their relationship in jeopardy. Naoya catches up to her and tells her that Saki and she both are the number one option to her, and if any one of them has to hold back to run this relationship, he would have failed the promise he made to them, which is to make both of them glad that they accepted his proposal. The rest of the group also catches up to them, and Shino asks Nagisa about her relationship with Naoya. Nagisa reveals the truth by kissing Naoya on the cheeks and telling Shino she is his girlfriend. Seeing this, Saki says that if Nagisa has decided to fight Saki for Naoya's affection, she will gladly face her head-on. After they go back home, Shino invites all three of them to her house and asks them to explain their situation. Naoya explains how he fell in love with Nagisa, so he proposed a three-way relationship which both Saki and Nagisa accepted. He tells Shino that he thought about the difficulties she talked about in such a relationship, so he has decided to tell Saki's mom about this, but Saki doesn't want him to do so and cancels his plan to meet her mom. After the three of them leave, Shino thinks about how she loves Naoya too, but can't do anything because he is her best friend's boyfriend.